Oh my God.
This is Kaitlyn Coons, a 17-year-old who had recently fled a group home in Cleveland, Ohio. She had fallen into a forbidden relationship with a 33-year-old Jonathan Jones, and the two had secretly been living together in his mother's home on Chandler Drive in Sylvania Township, Ohio. But there was one problem standing in the way of their life together: Nicole Jones, Jonathan's 53-year-old mother, who refused to allow Kaitlyn to stay in the home. On the evening of April 18, 2023, Kaitlyn decided she had waited long enough. She issued Jonathan a brutal ultimatum. He had 5 hours to kill his own mother, or she would leave him. Jonathan failed to act, but Nicole was found dead in her kitchen that same evening at 7 p.m. In the hours that followed, Kaitlyn and Jonathan fled the scene, taking Nicole's car and heading toward Douglas, Arizona, near the Mexican border. It was there that Border Patrol stopped them. Jonathan, a wanted fugitive who had failed to appear for sentencing, and Kaitlyn, a missing juvenile. It was during that stop that Kaitlyn reportedly told her caseworker something that set everything in motion: that she had killed Nicole and that they had burned the house down. Law enforcement scrambled. Detectives, marshals, and the FBI converged on the Chandler home to find it intact but empty, with Nicole unaccounted for. With enough suspicion established, investigators brought Kaitlyn in for interrogation, and what happened inside that room would prove to be a masterclass in psychological pressure.
We gotta get it all signed here. Okay. How well is your reading?
Good.
All right. Warm enough?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So follow along, because I like to read the whole thing. So it's a letter written to me. So based upon our earlier conversation, it is my understanding your client, Kaitlyn Coons, is willing to provide an off-the-record proffer, which means talking, regarding matters of interest to this office, in order to ensure that there are no misunderstandings concerning the meaning of off-the-record proffer. I'm writing to clarify the ground rules, okay? So, I mean, you've already given interviews to the FBI and things like that, so the worst of the worst is already out there. Okay?
Right.
But in this conversation we're going to have, I don't know what else may pop up. So I'm going to cover, it protects you for anything new that might come up in this thing, okay? So first, no truthful statement made by your client, and the key word is truthful, or any other accurate information provided by your client during the off-the-record proffer or discussion will be used against your client in any criminal case during the state's case in chief, unless your client tells any untruths.
Right, like
Okay.
you're telling me.
And they'd have to, show that one way or the other. Okay. If one or more untruths are told, then this entire proffer may be used against your client in any future hearings or proceedings. So this has to be one of those statements that just say, "Do you understand? I'm going to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth." And if I try to play them, everything I say can be used against me, okay? Second, the state may make derivative use. You know what derivative means? All right, so they can take what they have here and go check out something over there that's not related to this case, okay?
So if I tell them about like how he was like basically trafficking me, like,
Yeah, they can use that, but things that may involve your criminal behavior too, in something else, all right?
okay.
So they can chase things out from here, but here's the deal. So they can go chase it out, use derivative use of any information, and may pursue any investigative leads suggested by the statements or any information provided by your client. This provision is necessary in order to eliminate the necessity for a Cassinger hearing, which just is a case name, at which the state would have to prove that the evidence it would introduce at a trial against your client is not tainted by any statements made or any information provided by your client during the proffer or discussion. Should the investigation reveal incriminating evidence not revealed by your client in his proffer, her proffer. So you give them everything, all right? So if something goes off in that direction and there are don't hold anything back, okay? Because if whatever you hold back and they found out you hold back, then they can bring additional charges should you not have told them. But if you tell them, they can't. That make sense to you?
Yeah.
All right. This also helps to ensure that the proffer is both candid. You know the word candid? Candid is very honest, open, straightforward, okay? And complete. Okay, does that make sense to you?
Whole story, but the truth, yeah.
Okay, so it just means open, honest. There used to be a show on TV called Candid Camera, where they would catch people doing kind of crazy things, or they would come up to them and they try to trick them, and you would get their response to it, which is like, it means, it's like in the moment. There's nothing they're trying to what's the word I want to say, shade it one way or the other. That's what candid means, just straightforward, okay? So third, if your client is a witness at any future trials, okay, so at Jonathan's trial, okay, or court proceedings, and offers testimony materially different from any statements made here or other information provided during the proffer, the attorney for the state may cross-examine you concerning any statements made or other information provided during this time that they're going to be talking to you, okay? That's what a proffer is. This provision is necessary in order to ensure that your client does not abuse the opportunity for the off-the-record proffer or discussion. Number 2, does not make materially false statements to a government agency. And 3, does not commit perjury when testifying in a future grand jury and or court proceedings. So in other words, they're going to hold you to what you say here. So if you get on the stand and you totally change your story and say, no, it was me, not Jonathan, they can say, but didn't you give a proffer and didn't you say the things that you said here?
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. 4th, the state may use any statement made or other information provided by your client to rebut evidence and or testimony or arguments tendered by or on behalf of your client, which are different from what you say here. So in other words, this will box us in to what you would say at trial, okay? And that's, so if it changes and they're surprised by the change, they can say, well, didn't you say this here at this proffer, okay?
Right.
That's to ensure that no one's playing anybody here, okay? And you're not playing them, and they're obviously not going to play you, okay? That's why this is, they can't use any of this stuff that we say here today against you. This provision is necessary to ensure that no court or jury is misled by receiving information materially different from that provided here today, okay? In addition, I want to emphasize that the above mentioned examples are not totally inclusive of the uses the state's making your clients off the record proffer or discussion. In other words, this is not to limit, they can pretty much go look around at anything this might lead them to. Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 5th, your client hereby waives any and all claims, should be she, could otherwise assert pursuant to both Evidence Rule 408, which is compromise and offers to compromise, and the Ohio Rules of Evidence, admissibility of pleas, offers of pleas, related statements regarding the admissibility of statements or other information supplied during this proffer. This provision is necessary to ensure that the express and implied remedies heretofore reserved for the state may be properly effectuated. So in other words, there's a thing in the law that says, well, we were kind of negotiating something, and this is what that negotiation was leading to. You can't use that at trial against me if I don't take the deal, okay? And they're saying, if you change your story in any way, shape, or form, they can use whatever's said here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it says, I, Kaitlyn Coons, hereby acknowledge, you know the word acknowledge?
Understand. Aware of?
Well, you actually declare that I have read the terms and conditions of this proffer, and that my attorney has explained these terms and conditions to me. I have discussed the terms and conditions of this letter with my attorney. So you got any questions at this point?
No.
Okay. And I understand my rights and obligations pursuant to the agreement. I understand that I have a right to remain silent and to not discuss any matters that may incriminate me. I nevertheless desire to pursue negotiations with the government and hereby knowingly, voluntarily, and intentionally waive such right to remain silent and willing to agree to make statements and answer questions according to the terms of this proffer letter. Okay? So, I need your signature here.
It's terrible.
Your
It really
handwriting
is.
can't be any worse than mine.
I haven't been to school since like 12. For real.
Before a single question is asked, the detective is already working. Walking Kaitlyn through the proffer agreement line by line, he isn't just covering legal formalities, he's establishing the psychological framework of the entire interrogation. Every clause is a quiet warning. Lie, and everything you say becomes a weapon against you. The message is clear before the real conversation even begins. Total honesty is her only protection. Kaitlyn signs. The trap is set.
I've been to school since like 12. For real.
When's the last time you were actually in school?
I told you since I was 12. I went to school
12?
when I was in rehab, but
Okay. You gotta remember I'm old and sometimes I can't hear too well.
that's an excuse. That's an excuse.
Especially when like my son, he mumbles and talks with his mouth closed.
He does.
Yeah, he kind of talks like this all the time.
I do too.
Yeah, it's just kind of a self-confidence thing with him. He grew up in Denmark. He moved when he was like 3 or 4. And so he also had an older sister who just answered everything. And if anyone asked him any questions, she would answer for him. And it drove me nuts. Okay. All right. We're all set to have a conversation. Any questions before we start?
I'm just anxious, that's all.
Hmm?
I'm just anxious, that's
Okay.
all.
And that's a
I
very,
cried before you came in here.
that's a perfectly normal reaction. You get to be normal the rest of your life, okay?
Okay.
All right, let me go get it. Oops,
I thought you could.
didn't want me running away, huh?
Thank you.
This is much nicer than TPD.
Is it now? Yeah, it is. I've been there. It is a little nicer. But
So I'm Erin Kennedy, I'm the prosecutor on this case. My understanding is you want to speak with us today. Is that correct? Okay, and you've waived your right to remain silent. You're here with your attorney, correct? Have you read this proffer agreement?
Yes, I have.
Okay, do you understand what's contained therein?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if any part of what is not truthful is said here today, we can completely disregard this agreement. Okay, and we can also subject you to a polygraph test. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you still want to speak with us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is for you. This is your chance to help yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell your side of the story. I know you've already made statements before. So what I want you to do is just start, tell it from the beginning to the end. Don't leave anything out. I'd ask for you to be truthful. I don't want to be pulling things out of you. This is your chance to help you, okay?
You want to speak loud enough for the,
Yep.
because this is being recorded, okay?
So I'm probably gonna let Detective Albright take the lead on this. I'll have some specific things, but like I said, I wanna hear what happened. I want you to be truthful, and I've got some specific things I'll come back with, okay?
We've met before. I'm Detective Albright, and I want to kind of I'm going to follow the timeline of what we know happened in all this, okay? And some of this has been found through, physical evidence investigation and by your own admissions. So we'll kind of keep it to this for the major outline, and then if you have any details you want to add or any specific things we want to know about, we'll work that out. So, Jonathan Jones, what relationship did you have with Jonathan?
I don't know what to say about that type of relationship. I would say, like, at first, like, it was just a friend, then boyfriend, but then, like, just a manipulator. Like,
Okay.
he just abused me and stuff like that. So I don't know what you would call that.
Okay. In what way did he abuse you or manipulate you?
He raped me multiple times and stuff like that.
Did you ever have a consensual relationship with him?
For a minute, yes, we did.
Okay.
Would you define a minute? What do you mean by a minute?
Like, so like the 2 months, I was with him for 3 months back before he caught the case that he caught for the kidnapping and sex crimes against me. For the 2 months, it was consensual, but then after a while, he wouldn't let me leave. Like, he would threaten to kill himself and stuff like that. So I stayed with him, but he would rape me and stuff whenever I would be asleep. And then before the case that started just now or whatever, before, you know, what happened or whatever, I was with him or whatever, but I specifically, like, told him before everything happened that, like, I did not want to be at the house unless she knew that I was at the house. Because prior to it happening...
We'll slow down.
Okay. Sorry, that was a little bit too much.
Well, no, I know how I've been with you enough to know I want you to back up. Let's talk about what happened down in Wood County. All right. And let's-
When he got the charge specifically related to you, which led to his troubles with Wood County Court.
So basically, his mom kicked us out of the house or whatever after finding out that the food was going on in her house, and he did the same thing that he did to me. He was basically like, well, kill me, just kill me, and then, you know, he just ended up leaving her at the house, and we left. And that's when we started living in the streets. You know, we went and stayed at his friend's house, and then
Who's the friend?
I don't know the friend's name.
Where did he live?
Like, it was I feel like it's an apartment because it's like this was this side of his friends, and then this was somebody else's, and then it was like a garage, like there was a car here.
Was this in Bowling Green? Was this?
No, it was here in Sylvania or
Okay.
whatever. I just don't know exactly where we're at. But why that happened or whatever, he was taking pictures of me, and at first, like, I was into it, like, I was involuntary, like, it was consensual at first, but then it turned into unconsensual or whatever. Like, he was just going a little bit too far with it by raping me and then hitting me and all, like, spanking, all types of craziness or whatever. But how the case got started or whatever is we were walking, I got overly intoxicated at a motel or whatever, and we were walking, and, like, I was just sluggish. I didn't know what was happening, and the officer, like, they asked me and stuff, and then, like, I couldn't even speak to them. Like, truthfully, I didn't know what was happening.
Where was this?
It was like a truck lane. I don't know where it was at, but it was like a hotel or a motel, and then there was like a truck lane, and then there was like a gas station, and we came back from the gas station, but we were walking in the truck lane or whatever. They pulled us over because we were in the truck lane, and they thought that, you know, I was trying to prostitute right there in the truck lane, but I wasn't prostituting in the truck lane. And they took me, and they took him, and he had a gun on him, he had marijuana on him, and they charged him with kidnapping and sex crimes because prior to that, I got taken from the Emily's program where I was in there for my eating disorder. So that's how that whole case got started for that.
Okay, so this was back in 2022.
October of 2022.
Yeah, so you guys get stopped, is that a truck stop somewhere in Wood County, down south of here?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where it was at.
So the officer encounters you guys at the truck stop, because a lot of things go on at those places, and I've seen the report, and somehow, some way, the officer ends up finding pictures of you either on his phone or your phone, something of that nature, is that correct?
Yeah, he had pictures of me. He has a whole bunch of pictures of me. And then not on top of that, then he has pictures like that I've sent him or whatever back whenever we very first met.
With the agreement signed, the real interrogation begins, and Kaitlyn doesn't wait to start reframing her story. Before a single hard question lands, she's already positioning herself as a victim. Jonathan manipulated her, abused her, raped her, controlled her. The detective listens but isn't chasing her narrative. He's methodically walking a timeline, anchoring her to facts already established through evidence. Every detail she volunteers is quietly being measured against what investigators already know.
But like that I've sent him or whatever back whenever we very first met.
Okay. So based upon that, he gets charged in Wood County, ultimately gets convicted of those crimes related to that incident. Then the judge lets him out, waiting on his sentencing, okay?
Right.
Now, let's fast forward and we get to 2023, okay? And then around April, prior to April, you'd been in the hospital, correct? Out in Canton?
Yeah, the auto accident.
I was in Cleveland.
Cleveland, okay.
I had my car accident where I had a traumatic brain injury or whatever, and I got out of the hospital, and I was staying at this group home
How long were you in the hospital?
like 2 months.
Okay. And why were you there so long?
I don't even know why I was there for so long. I think it's because my caseworker was trying to find me treatment, a treatment facility or like somewhere for me to go, basically like placement, because like I have so many issues. Like I have my self-harming, my depression, and then my anger and my aggression problems.
So you would say that you've had a lot of issues. You're probably well known in Canton, Stark County because of all those issues,
Yeah,
right?
I have a bad running away history.
So they were having some issues finding a place for you to go, correct?
Right.
Okay. So at some point were you in the hospital, did you become friends with someone? A nurse?
No, I did not become friends with no nurse.
No?
No.
And that you conversed with?
There was what was her name? I don't even remember the person's name. I know there's somebody, like there was a lot of like sitters and stuff that like I talked to and stuff. But
This particular person, she called you Kit Kat. You remember who that is?
no, I do not remember.
Okay. Rebecca Callahan?
No, I don't remember who that is.
Okay. Because you exchanged many texts with her and told her about some of the things that you were involved in. And ultimately, that information came to us, and then this whole thing transpired, and here we are.
Kaitlyn, you don't remember telling her I killed someone?
No, I don't remember ever saying that. I never had my phones whenever I was with Jonathan, so I talked about this with multiple people from that's involved in my case because they showed me the messages, but like I got my phones back whenever I came back from Mexico, so I don't know what happened with what was going on with that.
You didn't have your phones the entire time you were with Jonathan? Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna let you keep going.
I mean, I did have my phones, but I didn't have my phones, if that makes sense.
No, explain it.
So, like, whenever I was on the run with Jonathan or whatever, like, my whole mind, right? I, like, totally, like, I don't remember anything that happened. All I remember is, like, waking up multiple times, going right back down. Waking up multiple times, going right back down. There is point in times where I do remember being on my phone, but I don't specifically remember ever texting nobody. But most of the time, though, Jonathan had my phones. He was doing black internet web stuff, looking up maps to Mexico and all that type of stuff. So I never paid attention to him with that because I didn't mess with him. I thought that he was dangerous. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So you are at this group home now. After you get out of the hospital, they put you in this group home in Canton area, right? And at some point, you leave there
Right.
and make your way to Sylvania, to Jonathan's house. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. How did you get to Jonathan?
So he arranged for me. He was I guess this is what I figured out. So he basically, I guess he was sending pictures of me that he already had from all the way back from Wood County case or whatever. He was sending a whole bunch of like, bad, inappropriate pictures or whatever to this person, and was saying like, oh, she will do stuff for you to, get her right down here or whatever. But I didn't know that. So whenever I got in contact with the person, I'm like, well, I'm at the time 17 or whatever. I was like, and I'm not really trying to do that stuff or whatever. I'm like, can I just get a free ride without having to do anything or whatever? So the person comes, and like halfway through the ride or whatever, we had to end up doing stuff because that's what Jonathan, I guess, promised him or whatever. And that's when I ended up getting, it was like Chauvin's Tavern or something like that. That's where the car ended up at, was Chauvin's Tavern. And after I got out of the car, I went into Sean's Tavern. Well, before we went in there, we hugged and stuff, and we were like, I miss you and stuff. And after that, we went into Sean's Tavern, and we sat down, and we were just talking about everything that happened, like him being locked up and what happened with me. I showed him my scar and stuff and told him that I was in a car accident again or whatever, just basically repeating everything. And then after that, that's when, he was like, well, we have to stay out or whatever until my mom goes to sleep. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm not about to stay out until your mom goes to sleep. But mind you, we started smoking, drinking or whatever, and so basically he had alcohol already on him and then weed already on him, but we started smoking and drinking or whatever, and we're just walking around going places. We went to this one abandoned house that they were like redoing that was near the house or whatever, and he tried to mess with me. I was like, no, and stuff, and like I kept telling him, I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to the house. I'm not going to the house. Like if she don't know that I'm there, then I don't feel comfortable. I'm already on the run. That makes me feel paranoid that I have to go into her house and her not know that I'm there. And so then at some point, I guess that we ended up at the house or whatever. And next thing I know is that I wake up.
All right. How'd you get in the house?
I don't remember.
Okay. Where were you staying while you were in the house?
In his room. It's like so the door right here, then right here, then the bathroom's right here, the door's right there. That's his room.
Okay.
And then, like, whenever I was staying in his room, though, like, when I woke up or whatever, he blocked it off or whatever. But I guess you're asking me more questions. But that's when I woke up, and I'm like...
What do you mean by blocked it off?
Like, he had, like, his dresser, not dresser, but, like, the tent, he had 10 foils in there. So, like, back whenever I was living with him, he kept his clothes and stuff in the not foils things, the bin things, and he had the bin things back up against the door or whatever. And, like, that's how it was when I woke up, and I was just, like, and then, like, he was right there, and I'm, like, and I told him, I was, like, what's happening? He talked about, whisper. No, I'm not whispering. What's happening? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I text on my phone, I'm, like, you're going to tell her that I'm here or whatever. I was, like, I'm going to give you 5 hours to tell her that I'm here or else I'm leaving. I have other guys that would happily take me. And then that's when I went back to sleep. Not sleep, like I laid down or whatever. I don't want to mess up my words. I was going back to sleep, and then like 30 minutes to like an hour, that's when I hear babe, 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 and I'm like I don't even know if I should get up. It's like that gut feel, like you just know something went wrong. So I like slowly like get up, and I like walk out of the room, and then I walk this way. I'm like looking everywhere. Then I walk in and I look this way, and there she is on the ground. There's a rock by him.
Who's she?
You said who's she?
Yeah.
Nicole.
Nicole,
Jones.
his mother, okay. Go ahead.
There she is on the ground. He has his hands on her neck, and he's asking me to help him. He's like, babe, can you please help me? And I'm like, no. And then that's when I went to the couch and I lay down, and then I didn't even know what to do with myself. I literally kept saying, this can't be happening, this can't be happening. And then next thing I know, he picks up the rock, is banging her head more, and I'm like, no, this can't be happening, this can't be happening. And then after that, or whatever, after that happened, he told me we had to go to the store, and I went with him.
The timeline is tightening, and cracks are starting to show. Kaitlyn weaves a carefully constructed story: the traumatic brain injury, the manipulation, the ultimatum she insists was never meant as a death sentence. But the detective is patient. threading each new detail back through the evidence already in hand. Then comes the moment she can no longer avoid. Nicole on the floor, Jonathan's hands around her neck. Through tears, Kaitlyn finally places herself inside that kitchen. She was there. She saw everything.
I go to the store, and I went with him. I went to the store. He got cleaning supplies and a whole bunch of stuff, and we went back to the house or whatever. And then after that happened, he cleaned up the mess on the ground. He moved her body into he turned her over or whatever, and then after that happened, he ended up packing up everything. He moved the body into the car. I helped him carry the body to the car, and then after that happened, he drove, and then he ended up cutting off his ankle monitor. Oh, no. I guess he had it on. I thought he cut it off before, but he drove to this apartment place, and he got out of the car. I got out of the car. And mind you, the body didn't feel the same the time that it felt whenever I was at the garbage can or whatever. Before, it was like, it wasn't as heavy, then it was heavy as soon as we got to the apartment place. And then after that, I helped him carry the body and dump it in the dumpster. And then after that, he cut his ankle monitor off. And then he fled, basically. That's what happened.
When you saw him in the kitchen with his hands around her neck, it was the kitchen, right?
Right.
Okay. Where at? I mean, it's a fairly good sized kitchen. Where specifically?
This is the fridge. And this is this. The body's right here. There's blood all around the head part. And there's even like brain matter over here. And he's standing over here with his hands right here. And the rock is literally like just like right there with blood on the top of it. And I'm all the way over here.
So he was calling your name while he was strangling her? Had his hands around her neck? How long did that go on? How long would you estimate that was going on?
I don't know. I really don't know. I was panicking. But I do know that, like, before I walked in, that he was banging her head with a rock or whatever, because there was stuff all over the ground. And there was blood on the rock.
Okay. Let me give you a little piece of information. So that GPS that he had on him, okay, we have those records that tells us where he was at, when, and for how long, okay? You were obviously with him. So after the killing, okay, you mentioned that you guys went and got cleaning supplies, right?
Right.
Okay. Did you put the body in the car first before you went and got the cleaning supplies, or did you leave the body there and go get
Body there.
You went and got the supplies. Where'd you go?
It was a tractor, but no, it was, I don't know. All I remember is checking stuff out. I don't remember what store we went to.
Okay. And did you both go in the store?
Yeah, we both went into the store.
Okay. You got the items. You came back out. Where'd you go from there? Back to the house? Okay.
I'm pretty sure we went. I don't remember anything. For real, like I really don't remember stuff not word for word, but detail for detail. But I know at some point the stuff was bought, and I know at some point he was cleaning it up, and I remember at some point we went to the apartment place, and I know at some point he was packing up the stuff. That's what I know.
Okay. What happened to all the cleaning supplies?
He throws it all away.
And where? Where did they get thrown?
In a trash bag that he bought from the store.
Okay. And so it was put in the trash bag. What do you do with the trash bag?
He set it out for trash day because he said it was trash day.
The next day?
He said that because he lived there or whatever, he said that the trash day was going to be the next day, so he left it out.
Yeah, it was written right on the refrigerator. the tire stays the next day, yeah. So the body itself, you guys, so after the cleanup, you guys put the body where?
We put the body in the back seat of the car.
The back seat or the trunk area?
Like he laid down the seats or whatever, and the body was like right there.
Okay, because it's like a hatchback type car, right? And then, okay,
It was her car, her van.
all right, so, did you just throw her back there, or
No, he was like scooter.
scooter, okay, but what was she in? I mean,
He wrapped her up in a tarp or whatever. It was like both tarps or whatever. He tried to do it with a trash bag at first, but it didn't work, so he did it with a tarp.
okay, so tarp the body up, put the body in the trunk, throw the items away, the cleaning supplies and whatnot. What happens then? Where do you go from there?
After he puts in the car,
Mm-hmm.
then he drives. I don't know where how long or where to, but I know like I'm trying to give you. I just know at some point he drives to the apartment complex and he jumps out, opens up the garbage thing, and that's when he gets the body. And I go back outside because he's like, babe, and I help him do it all over again.
So you help put the body in the trash or whatever it was?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so I see here that it looks like after the cleanup and putting the body in the trunk, you guys went to back to Sean's. Did you guys go to Sean's?
I don't remember that.
Well, you did, because I can see it right here. So you bought the supplies, you were at Lowe's. Now mind you, let me just tell you this, it is all on video. I have receipts for all this, okay? So the items that were purchased and the body was wrapped up in these items, and then that was at 5:20 that you guys left Lowe's. Went back to the house by your own mission, and then by 6:36 p.m. you are back at Sean's Irish Tavern, okay? So at that point, the body's in the trunk, because later on, it's not till 12:17 a.m. that the car goes to where the body was disposed of in the dumpster.
But I don't remember. I'm telling you, I don't remember.
You don't remember, but I'm telling you. Okay, that's what happened. So you're distraught that you just saw this killing. Okay?
Well, you walked in on it, but yeah.
Okay. You saw this. You're shocked at this whole thing, right? Things are fuzzy. But you go to Sean's.
I don't remember.
Get a little
going to
dinner.
Sean's, though. That's the
Okay.
thing. I don't I
Well-
really don't remember. All I remember is like the big shit that happened because the other stuff.
Well, that's why we're trying to figure this out together, okay? So I'm just telling you, and I'm filling in these spots, and maybe it'll click something in your head, okay? So from there, you guys go to the apartment complex and put the body in the dumpster, okay? And from the dumpster, you guys go to the Waffle House to get a little snack, right?
I don't remember that.
I got video of you doing that too, okay?
I don't remember. That's what I'm trying to.
Then from 12:29 to 1:04 a.m. You go back to the house, you're there for a little while, and I think then later on, you guys, that next afternoon at 12:49 p.m., you leave and go to McDonald's. Then you go to Walmart, purchase some supplies. And then you go to, Meijer, and then back to the house. Back to Walmart on Glendale, Home Depot on Airport Highway, Meijer on
So
Center.
we left the same day.
Okay. Then you guys took her debit card and went to the bank, several banks as a matter of fact, and used her.
That's also another thing.
Debit
He
card.
said that that he was happy that he got her money now or whatever, because she was complaining about how he wasn't even paying for the house and stuff, and that she don't even have the money for him to be even living with her. I know that's something that he commented about before, but I don't know why he kept pulling money. I know at some point I know that he was pawning off her stuff or whatever so that he could get money to go into Mexico.
Yeah, we have all that too. We have all that stuff, we found all that, so we have it.
What follows is where Kaitlyn's story begins to unravel in real time. She admits to helping carry the body, wrapping it in a tarp and dumping it in a dumpster, then claims she can't remember anything else. But the detective isn't relying on her memory. He's holding receipts, GPS records, and surveillance footage, methodically filling in every gap she leaves open. A trip to Waffle House after disposing of a body, bank withdrawals on a dead woman's card. Her selective amnesia is colliding head-on with cold, documented evidence.
All that, so we have it. And again, I'm gonna, you might hear me say this multiple times, but this is all on video.
I know.
Or there's receipts to show where you're at. And everybody handles traumatic situations a little differently.
I don't know, I felt like I was living a Lifetime movie. Like, I felt like I was living a movie. I literally felt like this was just, how I saw the situation with me and Jonathan was, I really just thought that he was somebody I loved. Like, I really thought that, you know, Harley Quinn or, like, you know, Bonnie and Clyde type stuff or whatever. Like, I really thought that, like, you know, like, I was just his, like, partner in crime, but I wasn't doing the crime. Like, I was just there for him, like, because I loved him or whatever, and I didn't want to leave him, but I was also scared to leave him, even though I loved him. Like, it's crazy, because I really did throughout being with him or whatever, try to leave or whatever, but that's when he started being more stricter with my phones and stuff. That's the reason why I didn't even try to attempt to leave or whatever. He did hand me the gun and stuff, and hand me the knives and was like, kill me right here, right now. But I didn't do that because I'm not capable of that. I know I'm not capable of that. I don't want to hurt somebody like that.
You still love him? Yeah. You're still gonna do what he says? Like right here, right now?
I want to see the fall for him so badly. He's the only person that I have.
Really, what about Mr. Sorter up in Monroe, Michigan?
Who?
Mr. Sorter. Sorter? I forget what it is, there's two of them. Kevin, maybe? I can't remember.
Couple guys.
But according to that, you love him.
Who?
Sorter.
I
You've
don't
been
know.
talking with him from the jail. We got you're on audio telling him how much you love him and you want to do this, that, and the other to him. Very graphic, mind
Who?
you.
Oh, who? Are you talking about, I don't know who you're talking about. I've talked to one person being in this jail, or whatever. I talked to him when I very first came here, or whatever, because someone hooked me up with him, but it's still not, I told him that I still had feelings for Jonathan, though. It's the same thing. I told him I'm never going to be the same after this. I tell my parents that, too, all the time.
Does Jonathan know about him?
No, Jonathan knows that my family, he has support, or whatever, but he don't know about anybody else.
What would he say if he heard those calls? What would he say about that situation?
That I have a history of cheating. It doesn't mean that I don't love him, though. He knows that. I've told him that. Being high or whatever, I told him I was like, I remember this when I was very high. The one night I was like, I told him I was like, I was cheating on you when we very first met or whatever. But I told him I was like, it didn't matter though because I love you. He knows. It's just if he finds out, he's gonna be pissed. Cause I don't know. I just know he would be pissed if he found out.
So
But I love him though. I really do love him. Like I really do want to take the fall for him. Like
hold on a second. We don't want anybody to take the fall for anybody. Okay? We just want the truth. And the truth is that
someone died. I know somebody that should.
Let him finish.
in these other interviews, okay, that you had with the FBI agents down in El Paso and all this stuff, that you were very specific about what happened. Okay?
Right.
He was nowhere around. You're sitting in the room with 2 FBI agents in a locked facility. So he poses no threat to you. So you go into a story with explicit
Right.
detail.
Even
Oh,
talk-
stop. How you gave him a specific period of time to get rid of his mother, to kill his mother, because she was in the way keeping you guys from being together. And then he did not complete that act. So you gave him another hour. You went and staged this brick or block, whatever it was, and you waited for her in the kitchen to be bent over in the refrigerator. You took the rock, bashed her head in, and strangled her, okay? And based upon your very explicit words, we got a search warrant, went to the house, and the physical evidence in that place is exactly like you said. Exactly like you said. So someone who's all traumatic and not grasping the full situation is not going to be that explicitly detailed. See, and here's the other thing, okay? You're trying to tell us that you're the victim in all this.
No, I'm not trying to tell you the victim. I'm
Okay,
trying to tell you how she died. I'm trying to tell you what I did, but you're not listening.
Okay, we know how she died.
No, I'm trying to give her the full justice she needs. I understand I'm guilty. I understand I'm guilty for running. I'm guilty for taking the fall for him. I'm guilty for dumping her body. I understand that, but I'm really trying to tell you how it is. Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day because you're not gonna listen. You really think I'm the one that did it. I
I'm
understand
listening.
it from my statements, but me and him talked about it back and forth. I talked to him. I promised him I was gonna take the blame because I loved him.
Okay.
I told him I would.
And here's the other. So you guys go to Tempe, Arizona, okay? A man standing on the street corner is shot. Okay? Who shot that man?
I don't know. I don't know what that happened.
Okay. Well, it's funny because that's another thing that you said that you did. You did a drive-by shooting, and you shot this guy standing on the street corner and you think he's dead. That's what you told someone, okay? So you're very explicit about that. And then you were taking your socks and soaking them in lighter fluid, setting them on fire, and throwing them out the window trying to start a fire, okay? So what gets me is, in the past, you've been so specific about all these things that have happened. Now, all of a sudden, it switches from I did this, to Jonathan did this, this, and this. Okay?
I did dump the body. I told you guys that, but I didn't kill her.
Then why would you say, okay, let me ask you this. Who's Michael Smith?
He's my trafficker.
He's your trafficker. Okay? So he lives in the Canton area, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you exchange some text messages with Michael Smith telling him that you guys had killed Jonathan's mother?
You gotta remember something.
Yes, I did say that.
You did? Okay. And what were you trying to do? What were you trying to accomplish by telling?
I was trying to get help in some way. I was trying to let them know. But I love Michael.
So, Michael, you reached out to him because, in your words in these messages, you were wanting to join a drug cartel, right?
That's what Jonathan wanted, yeah. But I put that in the message.
And then, so you put on the message, you're going back and forth with this guy, and he explains to you that, hey, if you're going to join a drug cartel, because apparently he had the connections to put you in contact with the drug cartel. So he explained to you that you have to be able to kill people. And he asked you, have you ever killed anyone? You said, yes. And he said, who? And he said, who? And you said, oh, me and my boyfriend killed his mom, and so on and so forth. And he asked you specifics about names and so on and so forth. I can show you the conversation if you like.
No, I don't need to see
Okay.
it.
And let me tell you something about it. You know how this came into our possession? You want me to tell you? Mr. Smith is an informant.
I don't know, he told me.
For the marshals. So the whole time this is going on and he's having this conversation with you, he's actually giving that information directly to law enforcement. So, and I'm looking at this message, and it didn't sound like somebody who's an innocent victim that was thrust in the middle of the situation.
Nobody's listening to me to the point.
Yes, you can.
Kleenex, that'd be helpful.
That'd be it. I can do that.
Can you take a real deep breath for me?
No, I didn't do it.
Hold on. Just take a deep breath. I want you to take a real deep breath for me, okay?
No, they don't understand I didn't do it.
Stop. Here you go. Thanks, appreciate it. Yep, here. Take some Kleenex, will you? Pull it real hard, get it all out. Get it all out of your neck, good blood. Okay. Couple more. Remember when I told you they know more than what you think they know?
I know.
Okay, so here's the most important thing. Listen. This one. You keep jumping back to they're not believing me that I didn't kill her. Okay?
This is where the interrogation reaches its breaking point. Kaitlyn's carefully maintained narrative, Jonathan as the killer, herself as the traumatized bystander, collapses under the weight of her own words. The detective lays it all out. The explicit FBI confession, the physical evidence that matched perfectly, the drive-by shooting, and finally, the devastating reveal. Her own trafficker was a police informant the entire time. She dissolves into tears, but even through the sobs, she keeps repeating the same words. I didn't do it.
That I didn't kill her. Okay? Now, wait a minute, hold on. What's important is you tell them the truth about everything else. Everything. Tell them the truth about everything. Who this might be.
I'm gonna tell him.
Right, well, I mean, he
It's gonna
has,
hurt me.
so listen to me. You keep jumping back to, they don't believe me. They don't have to believe you. They have certain things. What they're doing is quite simply asking a question about Mr. Smith. And they want to see if you're going to answer it consistent with what they already know that Mr. Smith has already told them, all right? Or given the text messages, all right?
Okay.
So you got to tell them everything about Mr. Smith. Whatever you texted him, that's fine. It is what it is, okay? The most important thing at this point is for you to be believable, okay? And remember about the ankle monitor? You know, he's telling you where you went because his ankle monitor was on all that time.
I remember, but I don't remember. That's the thing. Like I know the places, but I don't remember what we were exactly doing.
That's fine. That's fine. If you remember the places, you went here, you went there, and there. Whatever was sent by whatever text message was sent to your trafficker. Just tell them what you said. Okay? Be truthful. It's not going to hurt you in one way or the other. Okay? What matters at this point is, like I said, we're trying to work the best we can with a bad hand, okay? And the thing about it is they want truthful statements from you. So whatever you texted to Mr. Smith, be truthful about it. Whatever you said, you said. Whatever you texted, okay?
Okay.
Don't try to hide anything at this point. That doesn't help you at all, okay?
I know there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Okay. What would you say is, when you say it's scary, what's...
Like I said those things. I did text the people, and I was trying to join the mafia because of Jonathan and stuff. Because he put me he put me in the mind that that's what life is about. Like he told me that we could be just Bonnie and Clyde. That's basically why I keep referencing them, because
All
what he
right,
told
so
me.
what I want you to do is slow down, okay? And be truthful. Like he's showing you the text. Did you text this guy? What did you say? What did you text? Okay? Just tell him the truth. It's not going to hurt you one way or the other at this point. Okay? Like I said, we're in the worst case scenario there is that you already...
I want to go home. That's all I want you to understand. This is hurting me so bad.
What's hurting you?
None of this that happened. Being locked up because somebody took somebody's life and it wasn't me, but I thought I could do this. It hurts. It hurts. It really hurts. I want to go home.
What hurts your head?
Being locked up.
Yeah. Well, you know that's not going to change for a while, right?
Right.
All right. Now, I can end this. I mean, you said what you said.
No, it's not gonna end.
Well, I mean this interview, if you want me to, but, I mean, you haven't said anything different than what you've already told the FBI in the original one, okay? So what's important here is if you remember texting Mr. Smith, then tell him, yeah, I remember texting.
I also remember texting the girl too.
Okay.
I didn't want to say that.
Well, when he asked the question, who's Mr. Smith? No, he's my trafficker. Do you remember doing this? If you did, yeah, I remember doing that. I remember saying that. Okay? What matters here is you just tell the truth. Like I said, they know a lot more than what you think they do. Okay? So what they're looking for is, are your answers consistent with what they already know? That makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't keep falling back to you're not believing me. Part of them believing you is if you answer them truthfully about other things. Okay? Does that make sense?
No, but they turn it back on you and just want to act like you're an innocent victim. I don't care about being a victim. I don't care about being innocent. I'm a fucking survivor.
No, I hear you.
You don't understand. You don't understand at all. Like, there's really shit there. Why do you think I want to still, at the end of the day, take a blame for something I didn't do? It's because I really did love Jonathan. It don't matter if I say I love you to 1,000 people. I can do that all day long, but my heart goes out to Jonathan.
I hear you. I understand you're dealing with severe trauma. I got it. All right?
This is hurting me so bad.
So what's hurting you so bad?
It's everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, come on in. I'm wondering if we've reached a point that Judge Cook was concerned about as far as competency to be able to have the conversation. I mean, we're pretty much,
Well,
I'm not sure.
Kate, what's making you so upset right now? You're feeling like we're not
don't
listening to you?
It's not that. I'm not trying to say I'm a victim or none of that. I'm just trying to tell you how I see it as. That's how I see it as. I know I'm not right in the head, but that's how I see the situation. I know he's the one that did it, but I don't remember anything. I know the places you said. I know the people you're talking about, but I don't remember doing it. I don't remember being in an actual position of, like, being there. Like, I'm not conscious. I don't remember being conscious during that. I know of it. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember it. Like, I don't remember being in that spot, and it hurts me because it's like, I'm a survivor. I'm not no victim. I don't like that word. It took a lot for me to go through what I did with Jonathan. I know that I say I love you to a lot of people, but I can do that all day long, but my heart goes out to him. I really love him. And I think what really happened at the end of the day is that I just came into the mindset that it was okay that she died. That it's okay to kill people and stuff like that when it really isn't.
I'm listening. I want to hear you out. I feel like you're really frustrated because we're not listening to you. I'm trying to hear what you're saying, okay? We both are.
I want to go. I don't want to be.
Kaitlyn, the last thing we want to do is pin something on someone who didn't do whatever the crime is, okay?
The walls are closing in, and Kaitlyn knows it. Her attorney urges her to just tell the truth, but she's spiraling, swinging between tears, defiance, and a desperate need to be believed. Then comes the most revealing moment of the entire interrogation. Not a confession, not a denial, but something in between. I came into the mindset that it was okay that she died. In trying to explain herself, she said everything.
That's so far from what we want to do, okay? But we are here to find the truth about situations, regardless of what that truth may be. At the end of the day, that's all we want, okay? And this is your opportunity to say, hey, I did this, that, and the other. This is, a moment of clarity for everyone, where you just, everything that you did that was wrong, you lay it out on the table, because that shows that you have accepted responsibility for your own actions, okay? And based upon that, the prosecutor here takes that information and makes recommendations and says, this person, they messed up, they did these things, but they accepted responsibility for it. And because of that, we're going to offer such and such kind of deal, okay? And that deal may be advantageous to you, okay? But if you waste her time and all our time with things that aren't true or aren't totally accurate, then the likelihood of her offering some type of good deal becomes less, okay? And then we're forced into a situation where we go to court and we paint this picture of what happened, okay? And it's not going to make you look good, okay?
The most important thing I just wanted to say is that the proffer means everything you say. I mean, they've got, like I said, they have you're in the worst case scenario when they already have a confession thing. What's more important is just telling him the truth about Michael, telling him the truth about how you got from point A to point B, what happened. So all these things are important because the truthfulness of it all comes into play. Like I said, you talked about the complicity issue, right? So like I said, you're in for a long haul here, okay? But what's important now is truthfulness about all things that you can remember. And if you can't specifically remember one thing or another, say, I can't remember that, but I do remember this. You know what I'm saying? We made the decision on this, and you really wanted to tell your story, okay, to be heard. But that means what I don't want you to do is think to minimize anything at all is not going to help you at this point, okay? Everything else is where it is, okay? That's what the proffer is all about. If you're honest, open, straightforward, we're going to be in a much better spot, okay? All right, so I think the last part we were was who Michael is.
Michael was my trafficker, but I didn't know that was him or whatever. I just knew he had it was a different name or whatever that he was under. And mind you, like, I do have a history of cheating, so I have a whole bunch of guys on my Facebook or whatever. And the guy was offering me a safe place to go. He's like, don't tell nobody about it. But I told Jonathan about it. And then that's when he asked me to ask the guy about the mafia and stuff like that or whatever. So then I asked the person about the mafia. And then I basically said that I killed one person, which was Nicole. And after I said that, so that's when he was asking me how far away I was from the place and from a store or whatever. And Jonathan told me to say that I was like 5 minutes away from where I was actually at or whatever, so that just in case that he wouldn't get caught or whatever. So I said somewhere that was 5 minutes away from where we were. And then after that happened, that's when the police picked us up or whatever. And then that's when I was in the office, and I got my phone or whatever, and I saw that that Michael was like, "This is Michael actually." And he was like, "How are you? Your life in prison. You're getting life, and he says, baby, I'll come visit you." And there's a whole bunch of hateful stuff, and he told me to send him a picture of me, and I sent a picture with me crying.
So this kind of ties in with that, but when when you guys got rid of her body, what was she wearing?
I don't know, I forget. I think she was wearing, I don't know, pants or I don't know.
What kind of shirt? Do you recall what her shirt looked like?
I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think
No,
it was
no,
blue.
and
If you don't remember, you don't remember.
you don't remember. Just say so.
If you can remember.
Did you take a picture of her body?
No, not that I know of. Did I?
I don't know. What's this right here? You sent that picture to Michael. Is that a picture of Nicole's body? Because it looks like she suffered some type of trauma there. That's what it looks like.
No, that's not from me, that's from him. This is the stuff that I said.
Okay.
Well, what did he send you? What's that a picture of?
I don't know what that was. I think because he was saying that you kill people or whatever from the cartel and the mafia, and then that's when he said somebody that was dead. But it was of a dark skinned girl or whatever. That wasn't Nicole.
Okay.
This is so bad.
It is bad, but we're trying to do what we can here, right, to get the right result? All right.
I mean, did you feel safe with Jonathan? No?
But I love him, I can't. And in my head, I thought everything was okay. Like, I really thought it was okay when it really wasn't.
Because, I'll just show you a picture that you sent. You sent that picture, right? And it's kind of...
It looks like I'm okay in the situation.
Right. I mean, you're obviously the one taking that picture, goofing around, and he's driving. I would think at some point if you did that and you needed help, you would have said, "Hey, call the police."
You got two phones at this point. Did you ever think to call the police when he's murdering her, calling out, walking outside, telling somebody? Here's the problem. It looks like what you're saying is incomplete.
I threatened him to do it multiple times. I told him I was going to call it in and turn him in or whatever, but I never did it. I don't know why I never did it. I don't know why. I thought it was okay. I really did. I thought that it was okay. I don't know why I thought it was okay, but I thought it was okay. I thought that that's normal. I don't know why. I thought that was that's how someone you really, I guess, if they, and he did say that the reason why he killed her was because she didn't want me in the house or whatever, and I was like, well, you know, in my head, I guess I wrapped my head around the idea, well, he must really love me if he did that. I don't know.
All right, so that's why I want to know the why. You're saying he killed her because she didn't want you in the house?
Yes.
All right. And when do you think he made that plan?
I don't know. Everybody keeps telling me that he had it already made out, but I don't ever remember him even talking about killing her, none of that.
You never had a conversation about it? Aside from the 5 hours to do something about your mom?
No.
Okay. And the rock, you don't know where the rock came from?
No, I don't remember where the rock came from.
You remember telling the FBI agents that you brought it in from outside?
I know I said that, but that's not what happened.
Okay.
You're okay.
So, it just seems that
Okay. This. So basically, what happened was, I walked into the house or whatever while she was asleep, and I went into the room, and I went in there, passed out, woke up the next morning. It's the same thing. The door was blocked off or whatever. And I told him, I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want her not knowing that I'm here or whatever. And mind you, previous to it happening or whatever, he was talking about that. He was talking about killing his mom or whatever because she wouldn't want us to be together. But I kept dismissing it, and that's when I told him you have 5 hours. He came back with a rock or whatever from outside, came through the window or whatever, and he was like, I'm gonna go do it. And I was like, no, no, no. And I went back to sleep. Like, I didn't try to stop him. I was just like, okay. And I fell asleep. And then that's when he started yelling my name, and that's when I walked in. But I helped move the body. I did do that, but I didn't kill her. No.
All right, so now you see him coming through the window with the rock? Okay.
The attorney's quiet coaching steadies her just enough to keep talking, but the truth keeps bleeding through the cracks. She admits to telling her trafficker she killed Nicole. She admits she knew Jonathan was planning it. She admits she gave him the 5-hour ultimatum, watched him come through the window with a rock, and did nothing to stop it. Every denial is now surrounded by admissions, and the detective is carefully closing the last remaining exits.
Okay. Can you describe its general shape and size?
It's like this.
Okay.
He was like practicing it or whatever, and I'm like,
In the bedroom he was doing that? Is that right? Okay.
yes.
Where would you sleep in the bedroom?
This is his bed on the floor. It's like a mat on the floor. I was sleeping right here. He sleeps right here. And the door's right here. And this is his closet. And then this is the window and stuff.
All right, so you're saying now that you went back to, he came back in and said, I'm gonna go do it. He's got the rock, he's practicing, you fall asleep and you're gonna just block this out. Is that what you're saying? Okay. But how long until he starts calling your name then?
It really was 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay. And did you hear anything in that time?
I want to say I heard, like, I think that I heard a struggle. Like, I really did think I heard a struggle. I don't know what type of, I don't know how it sounds, but like, I hear it, like, I have PTSD where I hear it, where it's like,
Or maybe you're breathing. Okay, but I think when we first started talking, I thought you heard loud bangs. Did you hear that or not?
no,
Okay. Did you hear her scream?
no, I did not hear her scream. No, I didn't hear her scream.
Okay. And what you're saying now is that you waited till it was over, essentially.
have you had any conversations with Jonathan since you both were put in jail?
Yeah, he'd been sending me letters or whatever. Whenever I was in juvenile, and then he was giving me letters or whatever. to, I don't want to dispose how he did it, but he was sending me letters, and I got them. He kept telling me just to keep him in it, and keep taking off of him being the mastermind and me being the mastermind, and that I'm only gonna get 10 years, and it's gonna be okay, and that he loves me and misses me. He can't wait to choke me and teach me right and all this other stuff, and that he said he would kill a whole town for me, and it's just terrible. It's terrible. I talk to him on the phone. He tells me the same thing. He tells me don't talk to the prosecutor, don't tell them anything.
Has he reached you on the phone in the jail? Do you know what days those were on?
No.
Did you, so, am I correct in that he's basically telling you, you take the heat for this because you'll be out in no time? You guys have a story you were supposed to stick to?
I was just supposed to take it off.
But with the rock and the strangling, everything you told, like your first statements to people, whether it be on Facebook, text messaging, or in the interview, you gave a very specific statement. I want to know how you came up with that statement. If you're telling me it was what
Well, I walked in on him strangling her, so I put that together. Then I knew about the rock. I put that together, and then the blood blush, and I was up close, and I saw that for myself.
The what?
The bloody blush and stuff all over for the brain matter.
Okay. All right. When you guys fled, because I mean, it just, what you're saying is completely opposite to what we have in regards to cold hard facts. So that's why I'm trying to reconcile it. Because what you're saying right now is not what we would have to prove the case. Okay, so
I don't know if I could talk to Jonathan and nobody, like, just be like recorded or something, and I get him in a room and we talk about it or something. I could bring it up and something. He would say it. That's the thing. He would admit to it. But you guys, I don't think that's even there's no possible. That's not never ever gonna happen. That's never gonna. You're never gonna get his admission. He's gonna blame it on me, and I'm okay with that. Sadly, I'm okay with spending my life in prison.
but did he tell you? You had some time to come up with the story, right, or a plan, because you all fled and you were gone for some time.
No, we never talked about it. That's
We
we
never
never.
talked about
No,
it?
I just said I promise you. I'll take the fall for you. I promise I love you.
Kaitlyn, you spent how many days with this man? After
I
you just
promise
killed his
you.
mother?
I literally told him I was gonna take the fall because I love
You
him.
never had a conversation. Okay, so that's the problem. Is your testimony, the statement is real helpful to me, but only if it's true. And when there's just things that make no God-given sense, that's where I'm kind of like, this is over. I mean, you
don't. I'm trying to tell you.
Well,
you know?
remember when I said to you, did you and Jonathan ever, like, as you're driving along, come up with this idea that
You
you're
know,
gonna
that's
take
the thing. We
And
never.
you kept saying to me, no, I just told him from the very beginning. So so explain that. I'd like to know that too. Explain what was in your mind as you were telling him, I'm going to take the fall.
Like whenever I was thinking I was gonna, I just think about how it happened. That's really why I think that my mind wouldn't let me stay awake, because I really did think about how it happened and stuff, and I did piece this. Like I was trying to tell my other attorney, like when you see somebody stabbed 3 times and you see a knife on the ground by the body and they're stabbed 3 times and you're not the killer, you put 2 together. The person was stabbed 3 times with that knife. That's how I see it as. That's how I literally put 2 and 2 together. I knew he hit her in the head with the rock or whatever. There was literally stuff on her head whenever I walked in, blood and stuff on the ground. And then he had his hands on her neck, so I knew that he was strangling her. And then on top of that, I knew exactly what he bought and stuff because I was there, and I just put it together. And I just wanted to make it sound like I did it
So
too.
let me ask you this. What do you think you were getting out of it from Jonathan by telling him, just on your own, saying to him directly, I'm going to take the fall? What was in your mind about what were you going to get from Jonathan for that statement?
Like an eternal promise of my love. Like I've never done anything like that for anybody. I always lie to people and stuff like that, but I don't know, it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like, I promised him because I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it. I promised him that I would take the fall because I don't know. It's hard for me to make sense, but I said it in the moment though. I was like, I'm gonna take the fall for you. I'm gonna take the fall for you. Because I knew that they were looking for us. Because mind you, I'm the one sending out the stuff, so I knew it was gonna happen sooner or later. It's like I kind of set myself up in a way. Like I wanted to be like painted as this monster. Like I don't like myself. I think that's the thing too. I wanted to be painted as a monster because that's how I feel. I don't know.
It's okay. I can understand that.
Okay, but I'm trying to make sense of it.
You know, one of the things that I like to do in an investigation is look into the past history of a person to kind of see maybe why they are the way they are as a person. Okay, it helps give me some insight. So there is basically a timeline of your life, okay? And some of the horrific things that you have been subjected to, okay? No one should have to endure these things that you've endured. But we also know that when people are subjected to things like that, that it affects them mentally and causes them to become a certain type of person. So looking at yours, I mean, anyone that looks at that would say, wow, I can understand why they would hurt somebody else.
But that's the thing, I don't want to hurt nobody else. I don't ever want that. Like,
So-
and the thing is Jonathan's the only person that's sticking around. He's the only one that's messed up just like how I messed up. And when I mean that, I mean, like, I have a history of saying I'm going to kill myself if someone tries to leave you. I have a history of being aggressive and stuff like that, but his is more fucked up than mine. That's the thing. But I love him.
So here's the thing. So we look at his history. He graduates high school. He goes in the military. He serves his country. Comes home. No criminal record to speak of. Zero. Okay.
The interrogation has shifted into its most revealing phase. With her defenses exhausted, Kaitlyn begins to unravel something deeper. She didn't just take the fall for Jonathan out of love. She wanted to be painted as a monster because that's how she already saw herself. Then the detective quietly pivots, laying out the stark contrast between their two histories. A traumatized teenager with a lifetime of pain sitting across from a man with a clean record and a military career. The picture it paints isn't the one Kaitlyn has been drawing all day.
Okay. Fairly normal formative years, growing up, until he gets with you. And then these things start to happen. So it's just hard for me to believe that someone like you who's been through so much, and we can understand why it might make you prone to doing certain things, how you could be a little bit more likely to commit a crime of violence than Jonathan. Okay, it seems to me that if I were to look at both of your life histories and somebody were to say to me, which one do you think is a sociopath or a narcissist or whatever, it's not going to be Jonathan, okay? And I'm sorry that these things have made you this way.
I'm not like that. You should have been.
But it's, we can't allow you to keep manipulating, okay? And that's been...
I'm not manipulating. He's the one that did it. You're not listening. I'm trying to tell you for her sake. I did to hurt my mom. I'm not the one that killed her. And only Nicole would know that. Please, Nicole. I'm sorry.
mental health assessment to be done on that.
You want to be finished speaking for today, Kaitlyn?
No, I want you guys to understand. I want you to see. I don't know what I need to do. I just want you to see. I was scared of him too. Please don't let him get away with it.
So let me ask you this, when you said I'm scared of him too, what causes you to say that?
Because I seen him do it. I seen him kill her, and nobody's listening.
We're listening.
No, because I'm painted that way. I have a bad history, so it's obviously me. It's not fair. Good people can have bad people.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, this guy could be a good guy, but be raping somebody, but nobody would ever believe that because I'm sorry. I'm really trying to tell you guys that you are not listening. You are, but you're not, because you obviously still think it's me.
No, I mean, what I think is that you and Jonathan planned to kill her, and you did just that, and you worked together, strangling her and hitting her head with a rock. I think both of you were hands-on. You were together every part of it, the pre-planning, the killing, the disposing, and the fleeing, every step of the way. That's what all of the evidence suggests,
Yeah,
Kaitlyn.
so, just so you're, remember, we've talked about this.
Being honest.
Being honest, but assessment before the fact, or even whether or not when two people go together to do something, even if you're not the one who did that part, under Ohio law, you're under the whole, you still can be held for what he did, okay? So, what I know, the one thing I do know is that I can fully understand how your history gets you to a point where you're involved with someone like him. And I will push back on the detective a bit because when it comes to a man going out and finding a 16-year-old, that he may have a perfect record on one area, but that's something that doesn't shine right away, and I think he'll agree with me. And there's something going on with a 30-some-year-old man who's done all the things he's supposed to do, who still lives with his mom and is bringing a minor into his mother's house. So there's those kind of issues.
No,
What?
but listen, I was literally friends with her. I don't know if you guys know that, but I was talking to her from Facebook. I was friends with her.
Okay.
I didn't want her to die. I did.
Okay.
Oh, okay, if you didn't want her to die, why did Jonathan want her to die?
I don't know. I told him I was gonna leave in 5 hours, and he had to do something about his mom because I didn't want to be there without her knowing me about it.
Because you had said that in the interview with the FBI that you killed her because she was in the way of your guys' relationship.
It's just gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. I don't want it to be real. I gave him 5 hours to do it, but I didn't really think he was gonna do it.
All right, you gave him 5 hours to kill her, but you didn't think he'd actually do it.
No.
Okay. All right. And then did you feel kind of responsible after he did do it?
Yes, I felt like it was all my fault. I still feel like it's all my fault. I still hear her. I wrote her a whole letter for court. I don't want It's just too much. It's too much.
You remember sending me a letter about this situation? Yeah.
I just said you literally wanted you to know I didn't do it.
See, brothers. Blow hard.
I gotta just say that it seems that you remember a lot when it's convenient for you, okay, when it helps you. But when it's not convenient for you, then things become a little fuzzy.
No, I know
And-
everything, but I told him it's gonna hurt. It hurts to talk about every single thing. I really feel guilty for everything, even if I wasn't what I didn't want it. It really hurts. It really hurts. I feel like I'm getting nowhere. I feel like I'm right back at El Paso. I feel like I think myself, well, who did I even do? I don't want to talk about it because it hurts. It really hurts to talk about it. I didn't know that. I really felt like it was a movie. I thought that Jonathan loved me. I thought that we're just gonna go off and be on, be terrible together, be worse together because we're not there.
When did that change? Like, when did time run up? Did you get, like, Mexico? I mean, like, at some point, this wild ride of being terrible together was over, right?
No, it never was over. Like I said, I told him I was gonna take the blame or whatever, and he listened.
But I mean, at some point, you guys are running out of money, living out of this car with this cat and stuff in Mexico. Do you have an idea that you're gonna get picked up and sent back at some point, right? I mean,
That's the thing. That's why I kept saying. I kept sending all that shit on social media, and that's the reason why I kept texting people all the things that I was texting them, because I just wanted it to be over with. I didn't want to really be doing all this stuff that we were doing.
Is there anything else that you can think of that you think we need to know, that we might not know about?
No, he pawned off her laptop in Mexico to somebody.
Just to a random person in Mexico?
Yep, he drew up all her money out of her accounts, which you already know.
There's videos of all that, you in the car. Why were you guys in Adrian, Michigan? What were you doing up there?
Where?
Adrian, Michigan. You guys went up into Michigan, withdrew some money one time from an ATM machine.
I don't remember why. Michigan money. He said for the dispensary, this dispensary. Because his mom was supposed to go that day for the dispensary, but she never went.
So you guys got some of her money out up there and went to a dispensary and bought some marijuana? And then you guys, other occasions, got money out at various ATMs from her account. And when you were in Arizona, you sold the gun at a pawn shop. Actually, no,
Texas.
in Texas, in El Paso, right?
Yeah, he said something about his mom, and that's drew an alert, and that's when they did all that. And then we were stopped near Mexico.
Okay, so you were first you were in Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And that's where that guy was shot, okay? And at some point, he pawned her jewelry, correct?
Mhm.
And then you were stopped by Customs Border Protection down on the Mexico border. But you guys were then released,
Because they said nobody could respond to it.
and then you made your way to El Paso, where he sold the gun.
Mhm.
And you mentioned he told them something about his mom. What did he tell them?
I don't, just in the discovery, they said something about his mom being dead, right? Or something. I don't know, yeah, his mom was dead. But I didn't know that he said that, whatever, but I knew whatever they told me about the discovery that he said that.
Right. Okay. So,
It's okay, don't worry about it.
They actually hire people to come in and clean up. Just making light, okay?
Okay.
It'll be fine.
No,
It's good.
no, but you said it. Why would he come if he knew what, if he wasn't okay with it and none of that, then why did he come with me all the way? Why did I go with him? Why did we stay together? Why did
trust us, we've seen enough, we've been doing this a long time, we understand these are difficult personal relationships that don't easily break up.
But you've moved on from him, right?
No. Trust me, I still want to do. I think about it at night. I'm like, nobody will ever touch me like he has. I really just want to throw my life away. But I can't do jail. I haven't been able to do jail since I've been locked up. But I still think at the end of the day that I can. I know that I'm not right in the head because of everything. And I keep asking for help, but nobody gives me help.
I know, but that's, there's a lot of people who are not right in the head. Very, very, very few of them brutally murder someone.
I didn't murder nobody. I'm telling you,
You're good. You're good.
No. I didn't kill nobody and still, at the end of the day, they think that I might as well be the one, right? I might as well just say I did it. Throw my life away. That's what I keep thinking.
It's, to us, I mean, you gave a lot of very explicit details about how this was done. And those aren't generally the details that someone provides after they walk in and witness a traumatic situation. Generally, people forget things, okay? But you remembered so much that you gave explicit details when you were interviewed.
Yeah, I have PTSD because of it.
So your recollection was very clear
I was
then.
up close to it. Like,
So.
All right, they're gonna run you back, okay? Have a good cry.
no. I feel like my whole life is fine.
Well, it's not. It's not, but I'm gonna tell you something, and I know Aaron will agree. You helped clear up a few things that I think Autumn and I can have a guidance with Aaron, and I think we're, let's put it this way, you didn't hurt yourself, okay? And there's one or two things that I think we can have a conversation about.
I didn't do it.
I-
I wanted to know. I wanted to be scared.
Remember what I said to you. It doesn't matter who hit her in the head, okay? I believe you. But the whole totality of everything puts you into the liability issue. So let me do my
I
homework.
want to know what's going to happen. I want to know.
We will know that probably pretty soon.
What's
But,
going to happen?
well, first off, we're gonna get the psychologist talking to you, okay? All right, and then the attorneys are gonna talk. There are a lot of legal things here to work through, and we'll get to a resolution that the state and we can feel comfortable with, and take it from there, okay?
What's going to happen?
I'm gonna keep talking with your attorney. There's gonna probably be some more court dates in the interim. I do think you'll probably be evaluated again. And we're gonna,
Take it from there,
take it from there, okay?
all right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you straight
I
up,
don't
because of,
know.
well, so sit tight, I'll come see you at the jail, all right? They're gonna take you back to the jail.
Thank you.
You can leave those Kleenex right there. Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna be coming in to get you here.
So sit tight, they'll be get you.
You guys want it right there, walk this door right to the right.
The interrogation ends not with a confession, but with exhaustion. Kaitlyn cycles through her final defenses. She saw it, she didn't do it, she gave him 5 hours, but never thought he'd actually follow through. Then comes the most quietly devastating admission of all. I still feel like it's all my fault. The detective's closing point cuts through everything. Her recollection was never the problem. It was too detailed, too precise, too specific for someone who claimed to remember nothing. As the room empties and Kaitlyn is escorted back to her cell, the interrogation has done its job, not by breaking her, but by letting her talk. In 2024, Kaitlyn Coons pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and abuse of a corpse in connection with the death of Nicole Jones. Due to her age and the time of the crime and her documented history of trauma, abuse, and mental health struggles, she was sentenced as a juvenile offender. Jonathan Jones faced the more serious charges, including aggravated murder. On June 4, 2024, both Kaitlyn Coons and Jonathan Jones appeared in Lucas County Common Pleas Court and pleaded no contest to aggravated murder and abuse of a corpse. Judge Gary Cook sentenced each of them to life in prison, with eligibility for parole after 25 years. In exchange for the pleas, prosecutors dismissed the remaining charges against both. Nicole Jones' body was never recovered. Investigators believe it ended up in a landfill in Michigan. A wrongful death lawsuit was also filed against both by the administrator of Nicole's estate. She was 53 years old. The case drew significant attention to the dangers of adult men grooming and exploiting vulnerable minors, and to how trauma can distort a young person's understanding of love, loyalty, and accountability, sometimes with devastating consequences for everyone involved.